the alcoholism and such, the addiction, I was able to love the person and hate a disease. So my dad was always my dad, and as I said, he was a happy-go-lucky guy. But there were times that I had to, step over him and put a blanket over him, and I became a very good caregiver, and I was a fixer and an enabler. So I found that out over the course of my journey. Let me see, going through, that was a resilient part, I think, is just being able to love on somebody that is dealing with different disease. Let me see, I married my high school sweetheart. That was my first marriage. I have gone through 2 divorces, unfortunately, but my first marriage was to my high school sweetheart. We met when I was 15 and we married when I was 19. We farmed. We lived in the outskirts of Wyerton, so I raised my children in Wyerton. We learned with a lot of resilient and a lot of challenges and changes that we had to go through. As you can imagine, when you're 15, married at 19, we basically just grew in 2 different directions. He wanted to have 6 kids and own as far as he could see. He was a workaholic. He still is a workaholic. But when I was pregnant and walking around the maternity ward with my 3rd child, I realized, no, I can't have 6 kids. 3 was good. 3 was good. I was good with that. But I realized at that point as well, too, we had also gone through 3 miscarriages. I knew that I could have more children, but I couldn't handle losing any more children. So the resilient part, I think, of that relationship was the fact that we had 3 beautiful children, and I'm actually expecting my 5th grandchild. I have 3 granddaughters and a grandson, and they're from 2 to 7 years old. So, when you have children young, because I had my 3 kids under the age of 4 before my 25th birthday, so I basically grew up with them. And as I said to my husband at the time, you want 6, I gave you 3, but I'm sorry, you're gonna have to find somebody else to have the other 3. And he did. So he remarried, and there's like 20 years between my oldest son and our oldest son and his youngest. He did remarry and move on. I bought a dog and a Harley, and a Harley dealership, actually. I used to own Fox Harley Davidson up in Owen Sound. So then I also, at the time, I was a commercial insurance broker. I specialized in the commercial insurance industry, and I had a job opportunity to be a broker in a spot in Waterloo, but I was manning the commercial portfolio for Waterloo, Acton, and Erin offices. So I came and settled here in Guelph, and I knew my kids weren't going to go to the University of Wyerton, so come down here. It was more opportunities for them, and that's where I met my second husband. He was a business owner, and he was a 3rd-generation business owner here in town. And with me specializing in the trucking industry, he happened to own a trucking company. But when, I think it was about our 3rd date, he shared with me that he was an alcoholic. But I had been raised in an alcoholic home, so that wasn't scary to me at all. That was my normal. That was no big deal. My sister and my other 3 brothers were also alcoholics or addicts. So I always wondered why. Why was I a white sheep in the family? Why could I just have a glass of wine and that be that? So being connected with a gentleman but he said, you know what, I am going through the Homewood. There's a great facility here in Guelph, and he did go through the Homewood, and I think it's about 19 years. He's sober 19 years, so it was great for him, and it was great actually for me, because that meant I went to Al-Anon. So I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Al-Anon, but Al-Anon is for family and friends of alcoholics and addicts. So when I started going to that, then I grew myself. I had some healing. I had some personal growth issues that I didn't even think I had. Of course, I was the fixer-upper, I was the enabler and all that, but then I realized that I was just as sick as the addict and the alcoholics in my life. So it was beneficial for me to, I think the resilient part of that journey was the healing of myself, and being able to walk through that and to be able to share that with others, that I have so many people and friends that will come to me when they're dealing with the same type of addictions and so on, and it just helped me out to be a stronger person. I will back up. You asked me if I had 6 children. He had 3 children, I had 3 children, so we also were trying to blend a family of 6 kids. That was also a challenge to us as well too. And after 18 years of a relationship, unfortunately, my ex-husband had decided to end the marriage and had moved on. So did I. At that point then, moved to Waterloo. We sold our 6,000 square foot home in Aberfoyle, and I am now in a condo in Uptown Waterloo, and I can walk to everything. And I am going forward in life with, I think the resilient part of my life today is just saying yes to fun things and saying yes to things that I have a passion for, that I want to do. I think that let me see, some of the resilience of today is the fact, well, actually having to sell a 6,000 square foot home, and today I live in a condo that's about 1,300 square feet. That was a change for me. That was a downsizing, and downsizing kind of stinks. But it was something that I do. And, you know, I thought those are just material things. And I didn't have to cut the lawn anymore. I go to the rooftop and I watch the sunsets. And I met a whole bunch of crazy ladies in Waterloo. But today I say yes to fun things. I too was, I had quit my work as a commercial insurance broker, and I was an excellent corporate wife. And I had been on many committees and a lot of boards and stuff like that over the years. So after an 18-year sabbatical out of the workforce, it was like, now what do I do? Like, who's going to hire me at this age, being in my mid-50s, starting all over again from scratch, moving to a different city, being alone, learning Me Incorporated. It was a lot of changes, and I needed to be courageous. I needed to be strong. I just adapted, I guess you could say. And today I am a life coach. I am a transition life coach. And God knows I have enough transitional changes. As I said, became a champion of that because it was my whole life experience. And I'm now able to help out others that are walking through those exact same changes. I'm helping out couples before they get married. I'm having them ask the questions beforehand, not after. I am dealing with people that are divorced and that have walked through divorce and that might be at the stage of the lawyers. You know, dealing with lawyers for 2.5, 3 years, that sucks. It really does. I don't recommend it to anyone going through that sort of thing. But coming through to the other side, I do have some experiences that I can give forward, and I just don't know. You know, I'll kind of wrap it up by saying that don't hope for things or some problems in life. Life always has issues. They always have problems. And if you could just hope for good problems that are solvable, that all will help us become resilient. Resilient is the capacity to change in difficult situations. So I just hope for everyone that you can learn your own resilience and your own challenges and to get through the other side. When you're in hell, don't stay there. Get right out of Dodge, get through to the other side. And I just want to say God bless and have a great evening. Thanks.